All right, everybody, welcome back to the Intoxicated Sports Report.
Woo!
I'm Gage Samoji, he's Emerson Hip, and we are back in studio.
Yes, sir. Cheers.
Cheers to that.
Hey.
Uh-oh. There we go.
Ring for beer. Cheers.
I'm not technically drinking a beer, but I'm having a
Close.
nice Golden State cider, mighty dry. Can't beat it, I don't think.
Is it mighty?
Mighty, but it's not dry.
No?
You know,
It's a liquid?
it's a liquid.
Nice.
You know. Yeah, we're back in studio. Ironically, after we did this podcast remotely, I happened to get sick right after.
Yeah.
Feeling better now. I just thought it was funny that Emerson must have gave me his cold through the microphone, like I told him.
Fucking crazy.
Something in the air. You know, Devin calls it the man cold because you had it, I had it, her dad had it, but like she didn't get it, her mom didn't get it.
Brett got it.
Brett got it.
Our other bartender, Jack, he got it.
Did your mom get it?
Nope.
Hey, there we go. It might be the man cold.
It could be the man cold.
If you had the man cold like we did last week,
Yeah.
you're not alone. You are not alone. Right now we're watching Thursday Night Football. Commanders at Eagles. The Commanders are up
10-6.
10-6.
And they were driving. I think they just punted it away, though. So,
Yeah, it's
2:27 left in the third.
one of the better Thursday night matchups that you can have.
Yeah, especially this late in the season, you don't always get these. No. But am I wrong? Are they flexing Thursday night games now, like late in the year?
Couldn't tell you, but I hope that is the truth.
I think they did say they were doing that. I'm not sure if maybe that's starting next year or not, but yeah. Yeah, definitely a good matchup.
You have four guys going tonight.
Which, yeah, in fantasy football, it's not the greatest thing to have going.
I would hate that.
And none of them are really doing great.
I hate when I have one guy going, let alone four.
Right.
Just for me, I've probably said this before, always bad vibes.
I can do one, but like when it's more than one, that's never good. Yeah.
But luckily, you are projected to win. Not that anybody cares because it's
Yeah.
fantasy football, but you are.
Yeah, I was projected to win last 2 weeks. Didn't do that either. So projections really, they don't mean jack.
They don't mean jack. So we don't have any, like a news section today, a news segment.
Yeah.
But we do have a pretty chunky last call.
Yeah.
So look forward to that.
Yeah,
I am.
that'll be the small news.
Yeah, the small news.
Small news section at the end.
So you want to get us going with some college football?
Absolutely. Biggest matchup this week was Alabama LSU. Didn't really live up to the hype, unfortunately. Alabama ran away pretty easily, 42-13. It really never was a game as far as I was concerned. Every time I checked the scoreboard, it just kept getting bigger. The lead was, that is. Big game for Jalen Milroe running the ball. 185 yards on the ground and 4 touchdowns. Yeah. Only had 109 yards passing, but didn't need to throw the ball, obviously, because Alabama ran for 312 on LSU. And LSU did not help themselves by turning the ball over 3 times in the game either. But yeah, big win for Bama. They're kind of back in the playoff mix, it looks like. I forget where they are ranked. I want to say they're 9 or 10, something like that. So, yeah, nice move for them. Other notable scores, Georgia Tech, they upset number 4 Miami. It was about time Miami lost a game. They've been toying with,
Tell that to Cal fans.
Yeah, exactly. And, and that Cal game was not the only one that they were,
it wasn't.
On their heels. So, yeah, Georgia Tech finally got them. Ole Miss also pulled the upset on Georgia. Number 3 Georgia, that is, 28-10. Pretty convincing win.
Wasn't it funny that, like, James just couldn't stop talking about it? And I let him have it.
Yeah.
Or I let him be.
Right.
I didn't, like, really give him any shit. But isn't it funny that you never hear him talk about sport? When the Dodgers won the World Series, he hardly said anything.
Yeah.
At least not in the group.
Right.
But all of a sudden, Ole Miss beats Georgia in a game in November.
Right.
And he's like, I get it. It's his alma mater. It means more.
Yeah.
But he's also rooted for the Dodgers for a long time, too. I just thought it was funny that he chose to keep talking about that. And I guess he did that in that group chat because,
all those guys are college football
guys.
Yeah.
And we are, too. I mean, as much as I can be.
Right.
So I kind of, it makes sense from that aspect.
Yeah.
But it's funny how he picks and chooses.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely agree that, James's closest friends at this point are all, guys that went to big
Yes.
college schools,
Exactly.
for football anyways. So,
But yeah, it's a big win for Ole Miss. They did
No
it,
doubt.
and they won in their very nice baby blue uniforms, I believe.
I feel like they've been wearing those almost only this year.
They should.
At home.
They should always wear those.
I like them.
They're pretty. They're nice.
Yeah. But yeah, I was honestly thinking about that during the game. I was like, do they wear the navy blues anymore? Because those aren't bad uniforms either.
The navy blues are nice.
Yeah.
Do they wear all whites too, or white tops?
Like if they're on the road, they probably wear all white. Yeah.
I gotta say, for giving James as much shit about Ole Miss as we do, they do have really nice uniforms.
They do. Yeah.
They do. You cannot deny that.
Yeah. Although I do think it's pretty stupid when they put the sip in their end zone. That's a little cringy. But what are you going to do?
I know it is.
That's very Mississippi of them.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they can't spell old right. So, does it really make any sense? Or does it really...
Yeah.
Does it make sense?
Yeah. It matches up perfectly. Last but not least, BYU, they escaped a near loss to Utah.
This game...
You texted me about this game.
It was
late
nuts.
Yeah.
The end was nuts. I
mean, they were back on their goal line, basically, right?
They're back on their goal line,
right.
and what happened was there was I think it was 4th down, and he got sacked or it was an incompletion, but there was a holding call on the safety for Utah.
Yeah.
And after that, I mean, it would have been the game if that didn't happen.
Yeah.
And then it cost them the game because BYU obviously came back and won the game.
Yeah, just marched right down the field.
It was pretty unbelievable. I guess, I do talk smack about not being able to watch like what I think are the primetime games that happen between like 12 and 5. But sometimes the late
night games have some fireworks.
They got some juice to them. They really do. They really do.
They're not they're not the section matchups on paper necessarily, but there's some wild shit that happens.
I was watching it and Deb had fallen asleep, and she woke up and she was like, "BYU won that game," and I was like, "Yeah, it was nuts."
Well, we had it on at work, and I was kind of checking the score, and Utah was in control for most of the game as far as I could remember, and. I think you texted me right as I was turning on the TV, and I saw that they were kind of like walking off the field, and
the game had been over.
Yeah, just
it was a great game.
Yeah.
Or I mean, I don't think I watched the entire game, but I definitely caught that last sequence.
Yeah. So a little CFP rankings update. Miami dropped down to number 9. Georgia dropped to number 12.
Damn.
BYU moved up to number 6 after a sketchy game. I thought that was a little odd.
That's a good point.
I mean, I've been hearing a lot of people kind of banter about the CFP rankings so far this season and how they haven't seemed to make a ton of sense, but got a few more weeks to straighten things out. Ole Miss also moved up to number 11, which is huge for them. I think that makes them the very last team in the playoffs as of right now.
But is it out of 12? Or
it's not the top 12 teams though, because there's like automatic qualifiers that so you don't necessarily have to
it's big
be
for
in
Ole
the
Miss.
top 12. Yeah,
they pretty much have. I would say Ole Miss probably has to win out.
I can't. They don't. I don't think they have room to lose a game. I think you could maybe argue Georgia does because of their resume. But I mean, obviously that was a huge win against Georgia. I don't know who Ole Miss has left on the schedule though, so that could be a factor. The current top 5: number 1 Oregon still up top. Ohio State still number 2. Texas up to number 3. Penn State up to number 4. And Indiana undefeated still up to number 5.
Okay.
And they have a game against Ohio. No, I think they might be playing Penn State in 2 weeks from now. Yeah, so that's gonna be a big one.
That's a big game.
Yeah. Let's recap our picks from last week. Gage, you went 1-2. I went 2-1. I'm cooking in college football right now.
Fire right now.
Cooking in college football. I got you head to head on Bama LSU.
Yeah.
You did. Yeah, you did get Missouri plus 2.5. That was your one win. And then you lost the Georgia game, of course. I did get a W with Utah plus 4 because they only lost by 1, so that was nice.
There you go.
Even though they lost the game. And I had Texas Tech doing really well early on against Colorado, but they fell apart down the stretch. So that was my one loss.
Okay.
Who you got this week, my friend?
I'm going number 7 Tennessee plus 9.5 at number 12 Georgia. We were talking earlier, and you were saying there was kind of a little injury.
Yeah, the QB for Tennessee is questionable, but the coach said he's likely to be ready to play. So
I don't love this line. I don't like any lines that you picked for us. I appreciate you choosing the games.
I try to get the best matchups as I can for our options.
So just try my best on these. So I'm going to go Tennessee. I'm going to go number 6 BYU minus 2.5 versus Kansas. I just you kind of look at it. Kansas isn't ranked. BYU comes off a pretty gritty win.
Yeah.
So I'll go with BYU, and then I'm going to go with number 17 Colorado. The future Dallas Cowboy head coach Deion Sanders minus 11 versus Utah.
Yeah.
Do I actually think Deion's going to be the Cowboys head coach? I do not. Do I want it? Not necessarily, but we'll see.
We'll see. My 3 picks, I'm taking number 22 LSU minus 3.5 at Florida. I haven't watched Florida much this year, but I mean LSU's look pretty good on paper more often than not. Okay. And what do they say? Most teams don't play as bad or as good as they did each week. So I'm banking on them bouncing back. Let's put it that way. Also taking Arizona State plus 7.5. They're 7-2. Somehow unranked, playing 7-2. Kansas State, who's number 16. I'm going to take them to at least stay in this game. And then last but not least, I'm taking number 23 Missouri plus 14 at number 21 South Carolina.
TV looks. Oh, there it is.
Looks like we got a little internet issue.
It's all good. It's all good
on Prime.
And those are the picks.
Those are the picks.
Let's see. I mean, I don't know. I'm just 9-15. You know, it's a good time to go to bed. It's not a really good time. It's not a really good score for picks.
Not a great record.
So
yeah, you got 3 regular season weeks and a bunch of bowl weeks to get back in the mix.
Are we gonna bring back? Should I bring back the name that bowl game?
Yes, please do.
Should I?
I'll try my best to not look at them because I mean.
Well, and I wouldn't pick obvious one. Like I'm not gonna pick like
the Orange Bowl or anything.
Yeah,
I get it.
I think I got you pretty good last year.
You did.
Was that last year I did that?
Yeah, I think you did it the year before too. If I'm not mistaken.
I think so. And then Colin Coward bit my style because they did the same thing. Remember?
I do remember that. Yeah.
That's a bastard. But yeah, we'll do when bowl season gets here. I will do name that bowl game.
Perfect. I can't wait.
Can't wait either. I forgot about that. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Yeah, please remind me though too before
the
for
bowl
games
start.
For sure. So.
Well, it's gonna be interesting this year too because we got the playoff that's expanded. So there's gonna be. I don't think they're calling those bowl games though, like the early rounds.
No.
Like the bowl game section doesn't start till, but they're still gonna play the other bowl games.
Gotcha.
So I think there's gonna be fewer of them.
So those won't be like named the.
I don't believe so.
Mortgage rate bowl. Or
I don't.
No, probably not.
I don't think so, but I could be wrong.
They'll probably call it like the CFP semi. Or
exactly, yeah, because they're all going to be actually the first round is going to be at home sites of schools, which is going to be cool.
Okay. Yeah. It'll be interesting.
Yeah. All right, Gage, get us going.
Yeah, on to the NFL. Some news, some unfortunate news for me, but we kind of saw this coming. Dak Prescott is going to miss the rest of the season after having surgery on his hamstring. Can we? I almost want to put the Cowboys in jail. I know we can't, but for the rest of the season because, I mean, after losing to the Eagles 34-6, ouch. Which I actually, for the first time in a long time, did not watch a second of a Cowboy.
Really? I mean, it's not worth it.
No, there's no.
It'd be one thing if like, I feel like if they were starting Trey Lance, would you be like, okay, I gotta invest a little time, see what happens?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, but obviously starting Cooper Rush is not much to get behind.
So yeah, Dak's going to be out, and then so we can finally stop talking about the Cowboys if you want.
Unless they're toast, there's no question.
Unless Dion or some like weird, like maybe like Mike McCarthy getting fired, that kind of thing. But besides that,
I mean, we got to mention their score, but we don't have to dive in. How about that?
Well, actually, we have to talk about the Cowboys because Gage's guarantees come up in a few weeks.
That's true. That's true.
Which, can you believe we still have one of those coming up after all this?
What if they upset the Bengals with fucking one of the backup quarterbacks?
Oh, man. That would be... And that's... Let's say they beat the Bengals and that's the only game they win for the rest of the season. That would be just...
That would be amazing.
That'd be perfect, right?
I mean, they have not, like, they have a tough schedule coming up. Like, it's not going to be guaranteed that they win another game, honestly.
And I told you, they shouldn't.
Yeah.
They shouldn't.
Yeah, they're going to be looking at a top 5 pick, looks like.
So, yeah.
You excited about that?
Shador, baby.
Shador.
I don't even know if they're going to the Bears fire offensive coordinator Shane Waldron.
I mean...
It's news.
Yeah, I mean, I think we already knew that Matt Eberflus, the Bears head coach, was kind of in a hot seat situation coming into the season. And especially being a defensive coach that he is, it's probably not the best situation to have him get in there, Saquon. Let's go. Oh, you got to be kidding me, ref.
It's first down, though.
They're going to give it to Jalen Hurts or fucking push it.
Oh, are they?
Come on, give me a review. Give me a review. Saquon wants it.
If you didn't know, Emerson has Saquon Barkley on his fantasy team, and there was a play.
I think I just gave that away.
The 1 yard line.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, he was down. Okay.
Oh, that's tough. That's going to be a tush push, isn't it?
But back to Shane Waldron, I mean, firing the offensive coordinator in a rookie quarterback's first season, not ideal. But it just wasn't. They weren't looking good. So what are you going to do?
No, not at all.
I think Eberflus is probably.
I was going to say, he's probably next. Your 49ers, they extend cornerback Diamador Lenore, 5 years, $92 million.
That number surprised me, but don't get me wrong, he's been very good.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's kind of taken on the I don't like the 1A 1B role as a cornerback. I mean, Traverse Ward, he's still okay, but I think this is kind of the writing on the wall.
Yeah,
he's going to be a free agent. I can't imagine they're going to shell out any money for him, especially with Brock Purdy's contract situation coming up.
Yeah, good for him. It's great.
But yeah, he's been good, so happy for him.
Speaking of your Niners, they beat the Buccaneers 23-20. It wasn't pretty from what I heard. I didn't really watch any of this game.
My God.
Jake Moody, what, he missed 4 kicks?
3.
3?
Yeah, he went 3 for 6.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it was ugly. It was the Niners felt Jake Elliott again.
Damn.
Oh my God. So speaking of Jake Moody, Jake Elliott's having a Jake Moody kind of day. He's missed 2 field goals and now an extra point.
Hey, I'm sure 10-12 has happened before, but that's scoregami coded right there.
Right.
Very, very close to a scoregami, it feels like.
But yeah, the Niners felt like they were in control of the whole game, but missing field goals and then some really, really bad personal foul penalties on the drive that thankfully only set up a game-tying field goal and not the go-ahead touchdown, because I'm not sure the fucking Niners were going to have any juice to put together a drive. But they did get themselves in field goal range, and Jake Moody banged home the game winner from 40 whatever it was. Did not think that was going to go in.
The funniest play that I saw on Twitter from this game was the Nick Bosa.
Oh my God!
And that was a 4th down play.
That was the play that kept the game going.
That's amazing.
It was an incredible play.
And I mean, what is Nick Bosa thinking right there?
I don't really know what he was doing. I mean, he
maybe not trying to get roughing the pass, or doing anything he can to not hurt or.
I think he just didn't want to let him go, but he didn't have the leverage to actually get him down. It was a very weird play.
Given the circumstances of it being 4th down, it's a pretty remarkable play to make as a quarterback.
Oh, for sure.
Having Nick Bosa, probably the best defensive end in football, literally on your body.
Yeah, and Nick Bosa in his little post game interview said he didn't think that Baker could even get a throw off, with him on him. So that's why he just didn't let go. Yeah. He didn't want to risk letting him go and then getting the throw off. Because In hindsight, I think he would have let the arm go and then dive to tackle him, but I don't know. It was a weird play. It's hard to make those decisions in the moment.
Yeah, but your Niners host the Seahawks this Sunday. It just seemed like yesterday we were watching them in Tulsa.
I know, right?
What is that, twice in 5 weeks?
I mean, it's basically exactly 4 weeks ago or a month ago. So yeah, about 5 weeks ago. Yeah.
And the Seahawks, I think we said prior that they've lost 7 straight to the Niners. It's almost 3 seasons worth.
Yep.
Or
let's make it 8, baby.
Or something like that. Yeah.
3.5 seasons worth. Yeah. Or unless you count the playoff game. So I guess that would be 3 seasons.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. I mean, do we have to mention the Cowboys? They lost to the Eagles, who are playing, like we said, right now. They lost to the Eagles 34-6. That's ugly.
Yeah.
UGLY.
There wasn't really much to report about. I mean, obviously Cooper Rush was abysmal.
Yeah.
Trey Lance had a few snaps. Did he actually throw a pick in the game? Is that what I heard? Yeah.
I didn't watch the game. I don't know.
I had it on for a little bit, but it was pretty brutal to watch.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, we talked about it. The Cowboys they're just gonna ride this season out. Hopefully Jerry croaks. Just kidding. I didn't say that. And they're going to be looking at a new head coach. I got to imagine.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's no way
he's not going to,
because he's obviously this is his last season of his contract. There's no way they re-sign him after watching what has gone on in the last couple of years.
But if he did, it would not shock me.
It would shock me.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing that Mike McCarthy has done as the Cowboys head coach to say let's keep this thing going.
Yeah, you got to tell me. And the Cowboys are again going to be on Monday Night Football. They're playing Monday Night Football twice in 4 weeks? Because I think that Bengals game is Monday night.
Oh yeah,
I think.
So who are they're playing?
They're playing the Texans.
They're playing the Texans this week on Monday.
Wait, I gotta check that because.
Was the Bengals game slated for Sunday night and then I could see that being flexed out.
Let's see real quick. Pardon me. I could have swore it was Monday night, but
I think they have. I feel like they do have another one. I don't know if it's that game for sure, but
December 9th, 5:15. What day is December 9th? Do we have any idea?
That sounds like a Monday. Yep, it is Monday
God.
night. So they're not flexing that. So yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna have to see the Cowboys play
Again.
a couple Monday nights.
Yeah.
It's gonna stink. It's not gonna be great. ESPN's pissed because even if Dak was playing, the Cowboys would not have a chance against the Texans. I don't think. Maybe a chance.
I mean, yeah, it would be better than what they got now. Now it feels like zero chance.
It's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
So some Week 10 stuff. Ravens beat the Bengals 35-34. The Bengals failed 2-point attempt for the win. Which, how do you feel about that?
I don't mind it. The only problem I had was that there was actually a good amount of time left. Not a good amount, but there was some time left for the Ravens to move the ball down the field and get into field goal range. Mm-hmm. So I don't mind it when it's like your defense is kind of struggling and you want to go win the game with maybe tie the game with a few seconds left or zeros. Because Tampa Bay had that opportunity a couple weeks ago against the Chiefs.
And they didn't.
And there were a lot of people that were saying they should have gone for it. I felt like in the moment they should have gone for it. I mean, they had no business really being in that game, in my opinion, and they were going to, you're going to take the chance of a 50-50 coin flip of giving Mahomes the ball in overtime. Of course, he's going to fucking take it down the field. So,
right. So,
do you like your chances better, even if you do get the ball first in overtime? Like, are you having confidence in yourself to go down and win the game right there?
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, so I think from the 2-yard line to try and win the game, I think is a better odds, and that's why I didn't mind the Bengals doing what they did, especially because their defense was getting cooked all game.
Yeah.
So
I to your point, there was still time left that the Ravens could have went down and kicked a field goal with Justin Tucker, who is a good field kicker.
Right.
And so my whole thing was, why go for 2 when it only puts you up 1? And they only they have to get past the 50-yard line essentially to get there. Because, it's tough because if they tie it, if they keep it tied, then they could lose the same way.
You got to play more football regardless.
Yeah, so I kind of see it. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah,
but
I
think in the moment I didn't love it, and I guess now I'm thinking about it, it's not. It makes a little more sense because either way, the field goal's going to beat you.
Right. The other thing too is calls are missed all the time, but there were probably at least 2, if not 3 calls that could have been called against Baltimore on that 2-point conversion attempt. So, I can see the Bengals feeling that they got robbed too. But yeah, that was definitely an exciting game.
That was last Thursday. That
was a long time ago. When you said it, I was like, I kind of forgot I put this in the notes.
That was a damn good Thursday night game.
It was.
Looks like we're going to get a good one here tonight too.
Yeah. Coming down to the wire.
The Chiefs, they managed to stay unbeaten again. They beat the Broncos 16-14. The Chiefs blocked the game-winning field goal by the Broncos.
That's pretty wild.
Hey,
they just find fucking ways.
What did they say? All 3 ways or all 3?
All 3 phases.
All 3 phases of the game.
That's what the Niners don't have.
No,
they don't got fucking special teams.
Especially not special teams.
But yeah,
the Chiefs. It's just they.
And the Broncos were leading most of this game too, which is what makes that probably even more frustrating.
Mahomes' record in the AFC West continues to be just ridiculous.
Ooh, big stuff by the Eagles.
I want to say he's probably lost maybe 2 or 3 times in the AFC West.
I know they lost to the last time they lost was to the Raiders on Christmas last year.
That's crazy.
Just in general.
Yeah.
Any game. But yeah, I can't think of many other times that they've lost since Mahomes.
They've probably lost to the Chargers once or twice.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Something like that. But gotta give it to him.
Yep. He's a beast.
Back-to-back champs, undefeated. What can you say? You gotta beat them.
Yeah.
You gotta beat them. The Steelers beat the Commanders 28-27. Russell Wilson hit Mike Williams for a 32-yard go-ahead touchdown with 2 minutes left.
That was a pretty nice... Jaden got stuffed. That's a big stop by the Eagles defense. Yeah, that was a pretty good game between the Steelers and Commanders last weekend. Russell Wilson's actually been kind of nice for the Steelers.
He's been pretty good.
Pretty good. I don't know if you saw the end of this game, but that was a beautiful ball that he threw to Williams in the corner of the end zone.
I think I did see a replay of that. Yeah. The arena in Tulsa, Oklahoma is going
nuts
right for Russell Wilson.
They were lit.
They were probably really high on Justin Fields, and Russ came in. They're like, you know what? I think I can get behind this guy.
Right.
I think I can get behind this guy that's throwing this ball. So, the Steelers, man, the Mike Tomlin effect. It's just they They win games. They manage to win games every season.
It is insane that he's never had a losing record as a head coach in a season.
It is.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. The Lions, they beat the Texans 26-23. The Texans led 23-7.5. And Jared Goff had them and I feel like I watched excuse me, a good amount of this game. And he probably had the quietest 5-interception game I've ever seen or heard about.
Well, especially leading a comeback like that. I mean, it wasn't all him, but, you know, coming back from 16 down at one point.
It's a good point. Like, the Lions would have lost. I bet you if the
they would have blown the shit out.
Oh, yeah. If they would have lost 26-23, the Lions, then it'd be like, oh, well, it's all Jared Goff's fault. Which, you know, it'd be hard to debate that he didn't lose it for him.
Right.
But I feel like you hardly see some guy throw that many interceptions. And you made the point, which it's still on the stat sheet, but one of them was a Hail Mary at the half.
Yeah, so you could call it 4. Still not good.
It's still a lot. Yeah. I'll tell you, if Dak Prescott threw 5 picks in the game and the Cowboys won, they would still be talking about it, let me tell you. So, the Lions are kind of like... I saw a tweet by Kevin Wildes that... I don't know if I necessarily agree with it. Are you a Kevin Wildes guy? Do you know who he is?
He's on... I watch First Things First all the time. Yeah.
He said it... I'm not quoting it, but essentially what he said was it kind of feels like the Chiefs and Lions are on a collision course. Yeah,
I would agree with that.
I don't think it's that...
It's not that cemented.
No. Cemented, yeah.
But both teams are playing some good ball. And you know, the Lions were kind of just working teams for a while, but now they've kind of got that, you know, Chiefs thing where they're finding ways to win games too.
So I know the Chiefs are undefeated, but I think we can both agree the Lions are playing better football right now as a team.
They seem more dangerous.
Yeah.
Especially on the offensive side.
So they seem more dangerous. They probably have the better team.
Skill, like talent-wise, I think so. Outside, you know, if you nix the quarterback position,
But isn't it funny that if they met in the Super Bowl and they were both playing at this kind of level, maybe, you know, the Chiefs maybe not undefeated going into the Super Bowl, maybe having like 1 or 2 losses.
Yeah.
And we all know the Lions are a better team. It's the Mahomes effect.
I'm still taking Mahomes.
It's the Mahomes effect because it's amazing how he is that good and he's that good with that team that the Lions could have the better team.
Yeah.
You could feel good about them, but you're like, well, I can't go against Patrick Mahomes.
Right. I mean, that's the way exactly how it was last year. And you could even argue that's how it was the first time the Niners lost to the Chiefs. I mean, that Chiefs team was different.
Yeah, well, back then, though, you had Tyreek Hill on the team, and obviously Travis Kelce.
Right.
Travis Kelce...
That was a much more dynamic offense.
Yeah. And even in the Super Bowl last year, I know Rashee Rice wasn't a huge name at the time, but he played really well early in the season before he got hurt.
Right.
And I think he probably would have continued that kind of trajectory.
Oh, for sure.
But it is amazing that the Chiefs are making it work just by... I mean, they just know what they're doing. They're an incredibly coached team, and they have arguably the best quarterback to ever play the game.
They're also pretty good at, you know, making their breaks. You know, they you know, sometimes you got to be lucky to be good, but you also got to be good to be lucky. Oh, fumble! Oh, shit!
Wow, that was.
Who came in and snagged that? Was that AJ Brown?
No.
Oh no, 81.
Anything else you got? Because I know I got a couple notes.
I forgot to mention it when we were talking about the Niners, but Christian McCaffrey obviously made his return to the field, and
I'll give him a little one of these.
Yeah, he played well. He didn't running the ball. He wasn't super efficient, but he played way more snaps than I expected. Mm-hmm. He only missed eight of the 64 snaps, I believe it was, which is insane.
He's a machine.
Coming off a 10 or a 9 game absence, so pretty good stuff. He was huge in the passing game actually for the Niners. So yeah, good debut I feel like, and hopefully you can build off that.
Fantasy owners can rejoice.
Yeah, no kidding.
Although I'm sure most who pick McCaffrey probably aren't doing that well.
Cooked, yeah.
So. The Jets, they stink.
Yep,
the Jets
they're done.
They're not good.
They're definitely done.
Did you hear the Dolphins were the only football team in Florida to win a football game over the weekend? That was a collegiate or professional team.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Bummer.
I mean, I saw some tweets going into it.
Yeah.
That if they would have lost, they would have not won a game, which
Sheesh.
Was pretty. It's pretty impressive that they're the only team that win, anyways.
Yeah. Ooh.
But shout out to the Dolphins.
That is pretty wild. That's funny.
And I gotta say, when I heard Tua doing his post game, talking to whoever was asking the questions,
mm-hmm.
the way he was talking, there was noticeable like gaps in between what he was saying.
Yeah, he stutter a little bit when he talks.
But it sounds like all the hits that he's taken to his head, or like in general, or seem like they're catching up because he was talking. It just kind of seemed like he was, like, I'm not gonna say high, but
like he wasn't just a little off. Yeah.
And I've heard him on the podium, and he sounds great. Maybe it's because there it is.
Go Saquon.
There it
is. Go Saquon. Get the fuck in there. Let's go. Sorry. Fantasy manager that's on the fucking brink right now.
You needed that. You needed that.
Suck it, Garrett. Suck it.
I just gotta say too, I'm a little worried about you. Just a little bit.
He also is like, I'm not gonna say it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm choosing to be wise.
There you go. We love that on here. Player of the week. Who do you got?
Do you want to go first? I want to know who you got.
I'm gonna pick Lamar Jackson again for probably the third time this season.
That's what I didn't want to take him.
He was 25 for 33, 209 yards passing, 4 touchdowns. 33 yards rushing.
Oh, he almost fucking missed again. Sorry.
33 yards rushing. It's a little sprinkle on top, but I have to give the honorable mention to Jamar Chase.
Okay.
To Jamar Chase, he had 11 receptions, 264 yards receiving, 3 touchdowns. I give him the honorable mention because if you guys know who listen or watch, we only give player of the week to people who win.
Yeah.
And
well, I was gonna break that rule, okay, but thank you for saying it, so I don't have to do it. But yeah, Jamar Chase was nuts.
I was gonna mention Jamar Chase. I had to.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let that go. And I looked to see what the record was.
He had to be like somewhat close.
The record's like 336.
Is it really? Who did that? Is it old timer?
Is it Flipper Anderson for the Rams? It's like some random dude.
Wow.
336 yards in the game. So he wasn't really that close.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Like
Let's see. NFL leaders. Yeah. No, that was nuts. My pick is going to be Chuba Hubbard, running back for the Panthers.
Is it pronounced Chuba?
Chuba. I don't think it's Chuba.
I always say Chuba. No. You see it. You think Chuba.
I'm pretty sure it's Chuba. Chuba Hubbard, 169 total yards between rushing and receiving, and a touchdown. Panthers stink, but they got the overtime win in Germany over the Giants, who also stink.
I'm glad you mentioned that game because that game I watched a good amount of.
Yeah.
And I've said it before. I love waking up with football on.
It's nice.
And then it's nice that it kind of just rolls into the 10 o'clock games.
Yeah.
It's nice.
I also will say, watching the 49ers play early this week was nice because it got the stress out of the way.
Yeah.
Like when you wait around watching other teams play and then you got a fucking stressful game from 1 to 4, it's just like it has so much more of an impact on your day.
Oh yeah.
And it can totally ruin it in the blink of an eye. Let's see. Single game receiving yards. Where the fuck is that?
You take the long way.
Flipper Anderson. Nice call, dude.
Well, I mean,
Calvin Johnson did 329 against the Cowboys.
I think I remember that game. I think the Cowboys. I remember. I want to say this was. We were. Man, I'm gonna pull something out right now. I think we were. I think we were getting Little Caesars pizza. It was me, you, Nick, and then probably a couple other guys. But I just remember specifically. I think it was the game. Maybe not. I remember there was a game where the Lions played the Cowboys. Matt Stafford. They were rushing down the field. The clock was running out, and he hiked it and did one of these, put his arms over the goal line and got a quick touchdown to break the plane.
Yeah.
And I want to say that was the same game. I could be wrong. 2013?
2013.
It might have happened a couple years earlier because it might have been when we were in high school.
Okay.
But I kind of do remember that game as well. How many did he have?
329. He was 7 yards short of the record.
Yeah.
So Flipper Anderson did that back in 1989.
336 is some serious.
That's nuts.
That's some serious business.
I mean, the fact that there's been 6 guys that hit 300 is pretty wild.
Yeah.
Because
Julio, I think I remember that Julio game.
Yeah.
300.
Jerry did 289. I kind of remember that Julio game too. Yeah. That wasn't that long ago,
2016.
actually. Yeah. Antonio Brown had a 284. Let's see. Because I don't think no one's done 300 rushing, right? Isn't it 290 or something like that?
Jaden Daniels with the pick.
No. Fuck. That's not good. Yeah. Anyways.
So, shout out Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
Incredible game. That might be... That could quite possibly be the greatest game of his career.
Oh, yeah. I mean...
From a statistical standpoint.
Yeah, to expect to get any more than 260 yards in another game in your career.
In the hat trick?
The 3 touchdowns.
The 3 touchdowns? I mean, because could I see Jamar Chase getting like a 4-touchdown game?
Maybe, yeah.
But like
you
maybe
wouldn't have that many yards.
Maybe with like 150 yards,
yeah.
Because you can get
150,
like the red zone touchdowns. You know what I mean? That's a hell of a game. Hell of a game. Did Justin Tucker get 10 points today?
No, he had
this weekend.
He had 2, as far as I know.
Okay.
I think he had 3 extra points and he missed one of them.
Okay. All right, Danny. You don't listen to us. It's okay.
Sorry, Chief.
Maybe you do.
Justin Tucker stinks.
Automatic 10, my ass.
Yeah. All right, week 10 picks. How'd we do, Gage? You went.
I know how I did.
You went 3-0. Is that right?
Hey,
is that right?
That was easy.
Was it?
No, it wasn't.
Let's take a shot since you. Let's celebrate. Let's celebrate.
Okay.
Big week.
Is
for
that
Gage.
the first 3-0 season or 3-0 of the season for us?
Let me double check. I think I might have done one.
Okay.
I think I had a 2-0-1. I'm not sure if I did a 3-0 though.
2-0.
I did have a 3-0 in week 5.
Okay, there we go. I like that.
But I believe that's just the second one all season. So we gotta get our shit together.
I know
You're back to you're back to 500 though. 12-12
okay.
minus 200 on the money count. But
I've had the issue this year of getting my $300 pick wrong, but getting the 200, 100, so it just evens each other out.
Right. Yeah, so you nailed Philly minus 7 against the Cowboys. That was an easy one. The fucking Cardinals just blew the Jets out. We already talked about how they stink. And then you got Tampa Bay plus the 5.5 points. They only lost by 3. So
that was the one that after I made the pick, I felt dumb about it. But I'm glad that
the Niners got out to a 10-0 lead, and it felt like okay, we could be looking good.
Even before that, I felt stupid because I was like, wait, they have no receivers. The Buccaneers.
Oh yeah, right.
So
and that was a huge factor in the game. Going back to that. Because the Niners didn't have to defend downfield. They literally, I don't think Baker threw a ball more than 15 yards on the field.
Oh, really?
Okay. Yeah.
That makes sense.
It was kind of wild. But, I went 1-2. I was minus $200. Lost on Detroit. They won by 3. I had a minus 3.5. Fuck me. That was my $300 bet. My one win was Buffalo covering 4 against Indiana. Indianapolis.
Oh, man, Dev's going to love that one.
Yeah, and then I had Rams minus 1. They lost outright, so good shit.
So yours to a perfect week.
Yeah, attaboy, Gage. Cheers. And if Devin wants to know what we just drank, it's the artichoke shit.
It's not bad.
It's got a funny aftertaste, I think, but it doesn't taste bad.
No. It's better than shooting vodka.
I think that's easier to drink than Fernet, personally.
Yeah.
They're different, but Fernet's just got a really hard punch in the mouth.
Yeah, it does.
And sometimes in the stomach, too.
Absolutely.
All right, Eagles up 19-10. Let's make our picks. You can't take the Eagles or the Commanders. Sorry, man. Who do you got this week?
Good question. I'm going to go with my $300 pick. I mean, how can I not go against my Cowboys because how bad they are? I'm going to go the Texans. Was it 7.5?
Minus 7.5.
Minus 7.5 for $300. I know the Texans are coming to Arlington, which I don't think really matters. Because
I'm sorry.
Because the Cowboys, they stink.
It won't.
Feel pretty good about that one.
Yeah.
My $200 pick, I'm going to go Ravens minus 3 at the Steelers. AFC North games I know can get kind of dodgy.
Yeah. That's going to be a good one. I
think
forgot about that matchup.
Saquon,
let's
go! Oh my God! Oh,
let's go.
Man. Garrett,
sick. Keep crying, son.
Garrett is sick right now.
I got to text the group.
I'm kind of sick too because I could have drafted him before Bijan, which I think is a better. That would have been a better.
Bijan's going off right now, though.
He's playing pretty well.
Last like 5
I just
weeks.
don't feel like he's not getting the touchdowns like Saquon's gotten.
Yeah. Well, he has started to score lately, though, hasn't he? Yeah. It just took him a while to get.
Yeah, I mean,
I
guess I can't really complain.
Yeah.
Just when I see, it just feels like Saquon's doing more than Bijan is.
He's having a nice year. I will say that. We'll say that.
Anyways, my $100 pick. They got to beat him eventually, and it's going to be this week. I'm going to go the Bills. I guess they don't necessarily have to beat him, but I'm going to go the Bills minus 2.5. Was it 2 or 2.5?
Minus 2. Yeah.
Minus 2 versus the Chiefs. Deb, that one's for you. That one's for you.
Yeah. So funny you're picking that game because I'm also picking that game. I'm going to take the Chiefs +2 at Buffalo.
That's your $300
for my
pick?
$300 pick.
Wow, okay.
So what influenced me was I heard that Patrick Mahomes is 11-3 in his career as an underdog. So I like my odds there. I mean,
who'd you hear that from? Nick Wright?
No, actually, I think it was just watching SportsCenter or something like that. Yeah, but that would be something he would say.
I'm sure he has.
Yeah, and I will agree. It does kind of feel like it's Buffalo's time to finally, especially a regular season game. The Chiefs probably could sleep on this one.
Yeah,
but yeah, I'm rolling with the odds here. I got like a 80% chance according to Patrick Mahomes' record.
Saquon in our league has gone for 30 points 3 times.
Love it.
I know you do.
And he's got a couple other 20-point games, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got one. Just one.
Just one? Okay. He's had a couple stinkers, but for the most part, he's been pretty lights out.
You needed this last week.
I just needed like 3 more points last week. Fuck.
Okay, I guess I'll stop talking shit because Bijan did have 2 touchdowns last week.
Thank you. And he's got a good run going, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's gone for okay.
Yeah, give me the numbers because I saw him.
So since week 6, 24, 21, 20, 18, 27.
Yeah, that's pretty fucking
good. But he does only have 2, 4, 6 touchdowns. I guess
that's pretty good. How many receiving touchdowns?
Just one.
Just one. Okay.
Okay.
That's not a huge number, but yeah.
Okay, I'll stop. Stop.
Yeah, shut it.
I'll stop.
All right, my $200 pick. I'm backing the Rams once again, -4.5 at New England. Most people would say, "Oh, they're going to New England. It's going to be cold." It's actually going to be 60 degrees this weekend in Foxborough, Massachusetts. So I like the Rams to bounce back after an ugly loss against Miami. Last but not least, I'm taking the Seahawks +6.5. This is not a hedge. Not a hedge.
Big time hedge.
The Niners are not playing football in which they are like running away from teams right now. So I think Seahawks just keep this one close. And they've been playing some weird games this year. I don't even know how to describe this season other than it's just been weird.
Some would say the Seahawks could be due.
They owe them one. They really owe them one. So, yeah. And DK's back for the Seahawks, I think, and he's in my fantasy lineup for the first time this season. So,
yeah,
see how that goes. Okay.
Those are the picks.
Picks
are in.
And we are at already.
It's last call. All right. I mean, you got a lot of stuff.
We got some beef.
This is some beef. Oh, some beef. Yeah.
No, you're not.
I was like, what? Beef.
We just got some juice here.
No, yeah, we do.
Mm.
We're kind of whipping through this episode today.
Yeah.
Huh?
No fucking around.
No, not at all.
So yes, Joey Logano, 3rd championship in his NASCAR career.
Don't love him, but that's a respectable amount of championships.
10th driver ever to win 3. So that's how many? He was
was
already going to be a Hall of Famer, but that obviously locks him in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So how many? Senior has 7.
Senior's got 7.
I mean, he's not gonna hit 7, but like,
I wouldn't think so.
To put it in perspective, like the greatest to ever do it, and Richard Petty.
Yeah, Richard Petty, Dale Senior, and Jimmy Johnson all have 7.
All 7.
Yeah, okay. And Jeff Gordon's 4th with 4. So there's only been one other guy that's got.
You're telling me Joey Logano is knocking on the door to your boy Jeff Gordon?
El Mustachio, yeah. Yeah, no, it's impressive, and a lot of racing fans have kind of complained about the way in which Joey Logano won this championship because obviously he had if you followed NASCAR, he had a bad regular season. Like he snuck into the playoffs, but then when the playoffs came around, he won 3 races out of the last 10. So
what is it?
He won when it counts.
It's cliche. It's not about how you start.
It's maybe not the racing fans' ideal format for deciding a champion, but in American sports, people love drama, and this format creates some really awesome drama. Yeah. And every race matters down the stretch.
Yes,
it's not just a collection of 36 races that determines the champion. So, I mean, while I will say like Kyle Larson was the most dominant driver all season, and he didn't have a chance to win the championship at the end of the season, which is kind of weird to think about, but. I mean, if you watch the NFL, like the one seeds, they lose every once in a while.
Yeah, it happens.
In baseball, that definitely happens.
Yeah.
Hockey, that definitely happens.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen Tampa Bay have the best record in the league. Florida have the best record in the league. And get swept in the first round or lose out in the first round. So, yeah. I think it's just not... It's people want to say, motorsports should be separate from field sports, whatever, but I think it creates good drama. They could tweak it. I think to make it better.
Yeah.
Like I think realistically, and not to be biased by any means, but I think Kyle Larson should have been racing for a championship in the last week of the season. I think Christopher Bell deserved that spot too, and not that anyone else that was in the championship didn't. Okay. But I just think maybe you add a couple more drivers, and that makes even more excitement in the last week. Because both Larson and Bell were running up front, even though they didn't have anything to race for.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, bias. I would love to have seen that.
Right.
See Kyle Larson try to win the championship.
Yeah.
But
and I believe he deserved it.
But I want to give Dylan his flowers.
Yes.
I don't like losing to Dylan. And technically, I didn't even lose to Dylan because I didn't even come in second place this year.
Yeah, Garrett did get you because he had Logano.
So Dylan won the championship. Congrats. I will give you the NASCAR ring when I see you on Saturday. Garrett.
I forgot you have that.
Garrett, I will give it to Garrett. I feel like he's had some stinker years.
It wasn't going well for him early on either because Joey Logano wasn't having a good year and Chase Elliott was just whatever.
Did we make the joke that he had 3 drivers this year or 4 drivers?
That was last year.
Oh, last year. Okay.
He had 4, yeah.
So, Garrett, that's great. Good for you. Yeah. I came in 3rd place. I thought there was a legit shot I could go for Pete because it was.
You had a shot all the way till like the second to last week.
So take that. Come back with a vengeance next year. You better believe that.
Yep.
So congrats, Dylan. Congrats, Garrett. I'll take bronze.
Yeah.
We know my stance on the Olympic stuff.
Oh, now you're gonna take bronze.
I will take the bronze, but I hate it.
Yeah.
Don't like it.
It's an ugly color, right?
It's an ugly color. It's an ugly color. And now NASCAR season's over. Yeah. We can look forward to the hot ass Sonoma race that's going to happen in
July next year.
Cooking.
Yowzers.
That's going to be... How much are grandstands?
Yeah, right?
It might be worth it.
One thing I will say about this season's pool is it was probably as competitive down the stretch as ever. I mean, you seemed like you had it in the bag for a little while. Not in the bag, but you had a good lead. Yeah. And then Dylan, obviously, going into the last weekend, had a pretty good hold of the championship. But I would say with 2 races left, there were at least 5, if not 6 people that had a shot. Some better than others, but I think that's pretty good out of 8. So definitely a fun year in NASCAR.
I really wanted it, obviously for myself, but I wanted it for Kyle Larson because I really wanted to rub it in Dylan's face to say that Kyle Larson's the best driver on the planet. On the planet. Like any kind of driving. Which I know is probably not the truth, but...
He's still pretty damn good, though.
Still pretty good at what he does.
Pretty damn good.
And Sonoma NASCAR cannot come soon enough.
I know.
It's always so fun.
It's so funny because we build it up, and it is one of our Super Bowls on the calendar, if you will.
Because we do it.
We do it, and
then sorry, you go.
No, but it's just it comes and it feels like there's so much build up, and then it comes and goes so fast. Oh, yeah. It's just boom, boom, it's over.
Even when we went earlier, which I think we should do that forever.
Yeah,
and also get the parking passes.
Yeah.
But obviously it's all about the tailgate, and then when the race starts, you're kind of like, okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's all about the excitement and the build-up.
Yeah. Like the build-up for it is more exciting than the actual race.
I think so too. I mean, I like watching the racing just because I've grown up with it. But
unless Kyle Larson wins it. So.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
So, NASCAR done with.
Until next year. One of the shortest off seasons in all of sports.
Until February.
Yep.
Right.
That's right.
Just think, when the Super Bowl's over, that's when NASCAR's back.
That's right.
That's when NASCAR is back.
I got a couple basketball things, if I can throw those in there.
Go for it.
The Cavs became the 6th team in NBA history to start 13-0, which is pretty impressive.
I have slept on the Cavs for the past couple seasons, and I apologize. I need to pay more attention. I just don't find myself watching Cleveland Cavalier games. Especially post LeBron, or even LeBron I did watch him.
Well, for sure, yeah.
Because you kind of figure, at least I do, when a legend leaves, you're probably going to be shitty.
Right, but they turned it around pretty quick.
They absolutely.
You got to give it to them.
And so you start 13-0. That's not. I mean, I made the my bold prediction, or I was gonna do one that if the Celtics hadn't lost until this episode right now, which they did against the Hawks on Tuesday.
That's right. Yeah.
By a point, by the way. Which is funny.
Yeah, I know.
That I would have said the Celtics can win 70. Yeah. I mean, the Cavs, they're on track to win 82.
Right?
It's not going to happen, but I mean, they could win 70.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It might be even more of a bold prediction if I say the Cavs win 70.
Yeah.
Than the Celtics.
Yeah.
The Celtics,
for sure, yeah. Because Celtics are
defending champion.
On paper, pretty dominant, yeah.
They're 13-0. I mean,
I heard a very interesting point about the Cavs' hot start is that this is like kind of I think this is Donovan Mitchell's third year there. They've kind of built some continuity, and you know, in a era where the teams aren't taking the regular season that seriously, like continuity can be a huge factor in getting out to a good start in the season. So I thought that was an interesting point, and I think there's some validity to it. But yeah, they're looking great right now. They freaking steamrolled the Warriors last week.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they made that look easy. And the Warriors, they beat Boston right before that, and then they wouldn't beat the Thunder right after losing to them. So that was an impressive win for sure.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of the Warriors, Klay Thompson made his return to the Chase Center on Tuesday. Pretty nice tribute they did for him. Absolutely. They did a little captain hat giveaway, which is fun.
When he walked into the stadium, they had every person on the staff lined up on each side while he walked through.
All the stadium workers. That was really cool. He also played really well too. He made 6 threes in the game. It was a great game. Steph apparently was taking some exception to something because he went off in a big way to finish that game for the Warriors, and they got the W. But yeah, that was pretty cool. It was
really cool for Klay, and I'm glad Klay had a decent game.
Yeah,
to me, like how he played in that game was kind of a classic Klay stat line.
Right, bunch of 3 attempts.
Yeah,
made half of them. Yeah, no, he was good. He was good for sure.
How was it for you? I mean, did you work during this game?
I was working, and it was kind of nice because it was actually a really busy night. But by the time the place kind of cleared out, there was about 4 minutes left in the game, which is when it got really interesting. Steph went on that little run of scoring like 10 straight.
Steph did what Steph does.
Pretty much.
Or what he can do.
Yeah, I didn't really get to see much of the pregame stuff live, anyways. But yeah, seeing that after the fact.
It was nice.
Very cool.
It's always to me weird seeing Klay in any uniform besides the Warriors one.
It is, yeah, it still is. And him wearing 31, we've talked about it already. Ugly ass number. Ugly. Yeah.
I understand it, but I don't love that Luka took the last shot, which I understand. He's much better than Klay is. But
right.
I think it just would have been perfect to see Klay try to
tie the game up.
Yeah, tie the game up.
Or like trying to run some kind of play.
Yeah, exactly.
It was funny though that they did open the game. I don't know if you saw. They posted him up against Steph.
I did.
Yeah. And Steph was like, fuck it, I'm fouling him.
Yeah.
That was kind of funny.
That's nice. It's very nice.
Also, some more history. The Winnipeg Jets became the first team in NHL history to start 15-1, or win 15 of the first 16 games, I should say.
That's insane.
That is
I feel like in hockey, that's hard.
That's nuts. Absolutely nuts.
The Sharks don't do that.
No, they definitely don't. Sharks are no bueno. There we go. Touchdown for Jaden Daniels.
Oh, man.
Rack him up.
I would be sick right now if I was Garrett.
Garrett, sorry, bud. I mean, it's only Thursday, but we're looking hot so far.
So out of the 4... So, do the math. 4 guys playing tonight. How many points do you have right now?
Once they tally that touchdown, we'll see. I was at 46.5. It's going to go up to 50-something. Terry McLaurin, absolute duck today, 1.5.
But you got to think. When it goes up, it's how many per person? Like so you got 50 points. So you divide that by 4.
Oh, yeah, right. I mean, Jaden Daniels went way below his projection. Saquon went way above. He had 32.
Yeah, exactly.
But, okay, so now they put it at 50.7, and they're going for 2 right now.
Yep.
That'd be nice to throw it to McLaurin. Give me 4 more points right there. So my projection coming into this week was 111, I believe, and now it's at 108.7, so it only went down a little bit. Not too bad. Garrett's projection is about the same as it was coming in, so no complaints, as long as I didn't just absolutely fuck myself tonight.
What I have is Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul tomorrow night on Netflix.
I forgot that was coming up.
In AT&T Stadium, also known as the home of the Cowboys.
Okay, so someone asked me if we were going to be playing it at
It's on
Norman
Netflix.
Rose.
On Netflix.
Yeah, and I said, well, for one, like we don't really like play fights at work because usually they're pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But this is on Netflix. Is there an extra cost for this? That's what I was curious about.
I don't know that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because it feels like there should be.
You
Like for
would
something
think.
for an event like this.
Yeah.
Like just your, $10 subscription doesn't feel like it would.
Damn, did he get that?
He may have.
Man,
It's hard to say if the other foot was also down.
That's a hell of an effort,
It
though. I'll give
was.
him that.
Yeah.
Did he get it?
Give it to him.
I think that's.
Give it to him. Is that Ertz? Oh, did he actually have his hand down on the ball?
But Jaden doesn't get that, though, does he?
I think he would get 2 points, yeah.
And also Ertz would, too?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll take anything you can get.
Mm-hmm.
So who do you got in that fight? Tyson versus Paul.
I want to say Mike Tyson, but
I do too.
I'm just not sure. Like,
I would love to see Mike Tyson
I haven't seen Jake Paul fight.
beat. I mean, Jake Paul, he could fight.
Here's
He's not like Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, but he can box. He would kick our asses.
Actually, here's my guess is what's going to happen. They're not going to hit each other hard, and they're going to let Jake Paul win on the decision.
My only fear is.
And it's a 8-round fight? Or
I think it's eight rounds, 2 minutes.
It's weak.
I know.
Anyways.
My only fear is that it's kind of staged.
Oh, yeah.
And that Mike Tyson won't really do what he's capable of doing, even being almost 60 years old.
I think both will not do what they're capable of doing. They're just trying to make some money. That's my guess. Because it wouldn't be the first time that this has happened.
Yeah.
Because wasn't there... didn't Jake Paul already fight a fight where like both guys were not going? It was some like old boxer.
Did he?
I forget who he's fought in the past because I just really don't give a shit, to be honest.
I'm probably gonna tune into this.
Yeah.
I got. It's Mike Tyson. You got to see it.
Yeah, I mean, like if it is indeed on Netflix and with no extra charge, I mean, I'm sure they're going to get a lot of eyes on it.
Yeah. I want Mike Tyson to win. I hope he.
Oh, I want him to knock him the fuck out.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah, I think it'd be great.
I would love to see him just humble his ass.
That'd be amazing television. I don't know that Jake Paul has signed up for that. But
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is like I hope they don't like sign a contract saying, "Hey, Mike, like you can't."
I would not be shocked if that's the case.
I also don't see Mike Tyson.
They gave it to him.
Okay. Signing anything that says you're gonna lose this. I mean, I know he's probably getting tens of millions of dollars for this, but I mean, like
I could see them saying,
like put your pride. I feel like his pride wouldn't let him sign a contract that said you're essentially gonna lose this fight and you can't go 100%, but you're gonna get paid a fat amount.
yeah. I could see it being something like if you knock him out, you get less money. I could see that. Or you're paying for medical bills.
Jake Paul is filthy rich.
No, I'm kidding.
And I think Mike Tyson, I know he kind of had a bad stretch in his life. But I think he's doing fine now.
Hope so.
But
Yeah.
to me, it's an exciting for boxing. It is exciting because Mike Tyson.
Yeah. I mean, it's a name.
And Jake Paul does do a good job of, putting fights on and that kind of thing. You kind of got to respect him for that.
Yeah.
So, I just feel like I had to mention that.
It's newsworthy. And did this one get delayed? I'm trying to remember. Was this the one that was supposed to happen like months ago?
Yeah, you're right.
Like in May or something like that?
Yeah. And the last thing I'm going to ask you, and I'm going to ask you this every week for the rest of the until March. Did you watch any college basketball this week?
No.
I didn't either.
Did I? Well, okay.
Good.
No, but we had it on at work when I walked in the other day. And I was like, yeah, we'll watch NBA.
Okay.
Better basketball.
Okay. Well, college basketball, if you care, it's back.
Yeah, it is back.
We don't care about that here.
I know one guy by the name of Nico Brevheim.
Yeah.
I don't know Nico's middle name. Do you know it?
Yeah, Martinez.
Is it Martinez?
Yeah.
I've never known that. That's crazy.
Really?
I've never heard that. Nicholas Martinez Brevheim?
Yep.
Okay. Nice. Good information.
You never knew that?
Nope.
What did you think it was? did you have any idea? No? Nothing?
Nicholas James. They're all James, right? That's a joke. But no, I had no
Yes, it's
no clue.
I don't know why it's Martinez. It must be a family thing. If I had to take a guess. Maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right, Eagles got the W.
Boo.
My fantasy team looks okay. I'll take it.
Well, yeah, of course you will. You have to take it.
I have to. I mean, I can't reject it.
No. After, I don't know if anybody knows this, no one would. Well, actually, some people would.
Mm-hmm.
You lost to James.
I did.
That hurts.
That
Did he text you?
No. I don't even know if he pays attention or not. He did change his lineup. He did change his lineup because I saw he had some injured
because you could have beat him.
Yeah.
But you didn't.
Yeah.
Which I gotta say, I was rooting against you because you were getting close to where I'm at.
For sure.
Respect. I have to.
Yeah. I mean, it's part of the game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when you lost, I was like, that's a tough loss.
Yeah.
Tough loss.
Wasn't ideal.
I mean, I lost to Dev by, I think, 2 points, 3 points. It was tough.
The worst part, too, about losing by a couple points is when you watch some of the games and you're like, if he had just completed that fucking pass, it could have been a different story.
Yeah. Like what Sal was saying, that missed CD touchdown catch that he got.
Oh, with the son, yeah.
He would have beat Sean because
Yeah.
he lost by like 2 also.
Fuck. Yeah.
So those are the breaks.
Yep.
Hey, that's fantasy.
That's fantasy.
That's fantasy for you.
That's why it's great, though. It makes you sweat for no fucking reason.
I haven't had like a blowout win since like Tulsa. Sometimes you just want the blowout wins.
Yeah.
I hate having to wait till Monday night for my fucking team to win or not. It's
That's
It's the
Monday
worst.
night has been my curse the last 2 weeks. Had to sweat it out 2 weeks ago against Danny, put it the second most points and fucking lost. And then this past week had 3 guys going on Monday and they all shit.
That's tough.
All shit. All right. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening.
Appreciate you.
We're going to see you next week. Peace.